Hello dear students, you are most welcome in our second lecture of chemistry. In first lecture, we have discussed about what the chemistry is and what should be our learning process. Now from today, we are going to start our first chapter, which is basic concepts of chemistry. So take your notebook and pen with you, and if you have not subscribed our channel yet, then please subscribe it, press the bell icon so that you can get instant notification. So I am Vibhakar Jani and we are going to learn chemistry. So let us start our subject with the quotation of a scientist named Roald Hoffman. This is the quotation which is written at the beginning of our chapter in our very first chapter, some basic concepts of chemistry. So Roald Hoffman says about chemistry that chemistry is the science of molecules and their transformations. Chemistry is science of molecules, but not only molecules. It is the science of transformation of molecules also. Now you know that this is a molecule HCl. This is another molecule NaOH. Now you are very familiar with these two compounds, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. Now if both these compounds react with each other, then we can have, this is an acid and this is a base, and when they react together, then they will form salt and water. This is the process of neutralization. So these molecules, when react with each other, they will give another molecules. So these are the transformations of these molecules. And the study of such reactions is known as chemistry. So according to Roald Hoffman, chemistry is the science of molecules and their transformation. That means when we are learning chemistry, that means we are studying about innumerable molecules and innumerable reactions also, because chemistry is the science of molecule as well as their transformations. He further says that it is the science not so much of the 100 elements but of the infinite variety of molecules that may be built from them. You know, periodic table contains more than 100 elements. So if somebody thinks that if I understand periodic table or if I memorize periodic table, then I can say that I have learned chemistry. No, it is not as easy as that. According to Roald Hoffman, if you know only 100 elements, then it doesn't mean that you are having the knowledge of chemistry. Chemistry means, yes, you have to study about elements, but there are innumerable variety of molecules which are formed from those elements, and their study also associated with the study of chemistry. So this was a definition about chemistry given by a scientist named Roald Hoffman. Roald Hoffman is a scientist who have invented so many reactions, and we are going to learn such reactions also which were given by Roald Hoffman in our proceeding lectures. Okay, let us move further. Now I am going to rub this, and if you want to write, then pause the video and write it down. Okay, so moving further, our textbook says that we are surrounded by chemicals. That means chemistry is all around us. When we wake up in morning, we use chemistry. When we go to sleep, we also use some chemistry. How? Let us make a list. Suppose when we wake up in morning, we wash our face with water. So water is a chemical, H2O. That means we use the chemical to wash our face as well as mouth. We use toothpaste. It is also made up of chemical. So it is also a kind of chemistry. We use toothbrush, which is made up of plastic, and plastics are also polymers. That means they are also chemicals. We eat food in breakfast, and these foods are also made up of some kind of chemicals, whether they can be carbohydrate, protein, or lipid. We wear clothes, they are also polymers, and all polymers are part of chemistry. If we fell ill, then we use some medicines or drugs, they are also chemistry. Nowadays, there are so many drugs invented and they are used for curing various kind of disease. I am going to write two names of two different drugs which are used to cure cancer, and the name of the drugs are cisplatin. Cisplatin is a drug which is used to cure cancer nowadays, and the other is Taxol. So cisplatin and Taxol, both these drugs are used to cure cancer. There is another drug, AZT. AZT is the drug which is used to cure AIDS, and the full form of AZT is azidothioridine. So these are chemicals and they are used to cure various diseases. We use fertilizers and insecticide or pesticides. These are also chemicals. We use air conditioner, and a chemical is used for cooling effect which is known as CFC. CFC is very familiar chemical to you. The name of CFC is chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbon, which is the chemical used in early times for refrigeration and air conditioning. But because of chlorofluorocarbon, the ozone layer is damaged, and therefore scientists invented a newer compound in place of chlorofluorocarbon. The compound nowadays used is HFC, which is known as hydrofluorocarbon. Hydrofluorocarbon is less harmful for the ozone layer. So these are the chemicals, and we use so many chemicals in our life. That means we are surrounded by chemistry. So these are some points that were written in the introduction of chemistry. Chemistry is very useful as well as it is harmful too, because by the production of such useful chemicals, there are so many chemical wastes also produced, and they pollute our air, soil as well as water. So pollution is a major problem for us, which is generated by chemistry itself. So chemistry is useful as well as it is harmful to us also. But to get rid of it, some scientists are trying to produce chemicals which are less harmful to the nature. Such kind of approach of chemistry is known as green chemistry. Green chemistry is a scientific approach for the production of chemicals by which nature will get minimum harmful effect. Chemistry will definitely harm the nature, but by such concept, the harm will be minimized. So green chemistry is the novel concept of chemistry which is used and which is to be focused in the recent time. Now, for starting our subject, we will start by a word called matter. So this is the very first word which we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, so if you want to write such points, then just pause the video and write it down. Okay. Now we will understand a word, matter. M-A-T-T-E-R, matter. This is the scientific word, and now our learning process begins. Matter. First of all, we will define the word matter. Any substance or any object that can occupy space and that can have some mass is considered as matter. So this is the definition of matter. Any substance which can occupy some space and can have some mass, then it can be considered as matter. So ultimately, all the things which we can see with our naked eyes are considered as matter. All the things. There are some things which cannot be seen by our eyes, but still they occupy some space and still they are having some mass also. That means they can also be considered as matter. I am talking about air. We cannot see air, but air do have some mass and air do occupy some space also. Therefore, air is also an example of matter. So matter means anything which can occupy space and can have some mass. That is matter. Matter can be classified. So we will classify matter in two different ways on the basis of physical property and on the basis of chemical property. Matter can be classified in two different ways. On the basis of physical property, matter can be classified in three different types: solid, liquid, and gas. Solid, liquid, and gas. And on the basis of chemical property, matter can be classified as pure substances and mixture. On the basis of chemical property, matter can be subdivided as pure substances and mixture. Pure substances can also be further divided as elements and compounds, and mixture can also subdivided into different types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So this is the classification of matter, and we are going to learn all these kinds of matter. So first of all, you just write this chart and try to remember or try to memorize this chart, the classification of matter. That means matter can be classified in two different ways: on the basis of physical property and on the basis of chemical property. On the basis of physical property, matter can be subdivided into solid, liquid, and gas, while on the basis of chemical property, it can be subdivided into two different types: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are of two types also: elements and compounds, while mixtures are also of two types: homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, this is the thing which are given in our textbook, but still we are going to learn some additional things. We know that matters are solid, liquid, and in gaseous form. If we increase the temperature of solid, then such solid can be converted into liquid. If we further increase the temperature of liquids, they will be converted into gaseous or vapor form. These are the transformation of matter into one form from to the another form. and temperature is responsible for the transformation of different forms of matter. Solid, if heated, it will be converted into liquid. Liquid further heated can be converted into gas. If gas is cooled, then it will be converted into liquid again. And if liquids are cooled, then they can be converted into solid also. Now there are two more states of matter. If somebody heat up the gas at very high temperature, then such gases can be converted into a new state of matter which is known as plasma. So plasma is considered as the fourth state of matter. First, second and third were solid, liquid and gas respectively. But if you heat the gas at very high temperature, then some gases can be converted into new state of matter which is known as plasma. Plasma is considered as fourth state of matter. These states are not given some any numbers. First, second, third, इस तरह से कोई भी नंबरिंग इस स्टेट्स को नहीं दिया जाता, लेकिन प्लाज्मा इज कंसिडर्ड एज फोर्थ स्टेट ऑफ मैटर विच कैन बी ऑब्टेन्ड एट वेरी हाई टेम्परेचर. एंड इफ द सेम गैस is cooled rapidly at very low temperature, then all gaseous particles can combine with each other and form a larger substance which is known as superatom. And this superatom is the fifth state of matter, and the name of that state is Bose-Einstein condensate. The abbreviation is BEC, Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate is the fifth state of matter which can be obtained at very low temperature. When a gas is cooled rapidly at very low temperature, then it can be converted into Bose-Einstein condensate. This Bose-Einstein condensate is only a theoretical concept. Practically, such state of matter cannot be obtained. But practically, plasma can be obtained. There is a plasma research institute near Gandhinagar. At that place, plasma is produced, and there are scientists doing so many experiments on plasma. Plasma is the maximum amount of state of matter which can be obtained in universe. 95% mass of the universe is made up of plasma. More than 95%, not only 95, more than 95% mass of whole universe is made up of plasma. Our sun and all stars are made up of plasma at very high temperature. So, plasma occupies more than 95% mass of universe, and generally we are not able to see plasma around us. There are so many chemicals around us, but neither any chemical is plasma around us. That means if plasma is more than 95% in universe, but we cannot see plasma around us, that means we are living in a space which occupies only less than 5% mass of the universe. ये जरा सोचने वाली बात है बच्चों कि हम जिस ग्रह पर रह रहे हैं वहां पर हमें कहीं भी प्लाज्मा दिखाई नहीं देता, और प्लाज्मा तो 95% से ज्यादा मास ऑक्यूपाई करता है पूरे यूनिवर्स में, लेकिन हमारे आसपास कहीं भी प्लाज्मा नहीं है. दैट मीन्स हम ऐसी जगह पर रह रहे हैं जो जगह पूरे यूनिवर्स का 5% से भी कम में गिनती में आता है. इस पर विचार करें. अगर इसको समझ ले तो कोई भी व्यक्ति कभी भी अभिमान नहीं कर पाएगा, क्योंकि वो खुद 50, 60, 70 किलो का वो व्यक्ति जिस जगह पर रह रहा है वो सारी पृथ्वी भी पूरे यूनिवर्स का 5% से कम मास में आ रही है। सो हमारी कोई भी साथ नहीं है पूरे ब्रह्मांड के सामने। सो देयर इज नो रीजन टू बिकम प्राउडफुल। Okay, so this was the classification of matter, and we are going to learn all these states of matter in our next lecture. ये वीडियो लेक्चर में हम लोग यहाँ तक ही रुकेंगे, क्योंकि हमारा ऐसा प्रयास है कि प्रत्येक वीडियो 15 या 20 मिनट के अंदर ही हम लोग खत्म करें, ताकि आप उसे आसानी से पूरा वीडियो देख सकें। अगले वीडियो में हम ये सभी के डिटेल में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं।